And I think that comes from watching insects, because insects have an identical understand. 6 legs, antenna. When they're in a swarm, they do other things. They do similar kind of movements, but they build up an incredible complexity of sound and movement. So, in part way, it's inspired by watching insects, I think. In another way, it's connected up with my interest in silence and the threshold of sound, and literature such as Edgar Allan Poe mentioning sound as the story of the Telltale Heart, for instance, which mentions minute incidents that happened in an environment which have a very powerful consequence. In The Fall of the House of Usher, you can hear Roderick Usher is listening to that tiny sound of his sister coming back from the dead. And it's this threshold of what exactly is silence, and what exactly is the tiniest sound you can actually hear. So you can actually hear the sound on the paper. But what you have to do is lock your stereo vision onto your stereo listening. And if you lock your visual things into things, then you can hear a lot more. If you do it in an environment, this is common with wildlife, people who work with wildlife, bird watchers and this kind of thing. If you look into the distance and you see a movement, you can usually connect a sound up with it. But it's locking those two things together. Because I think we tend to separate the sound and vision out because of the technology separates things out. You have film sound and you have film the visual. And this interests me enormously. So it's kind of, the title is Phantom Drawings of a Procession of Ghosts. And I think sound has a ghostly kind of aspect because it leaves no trace, except when they switch off and they stay, that trembling sort of movement. You get a residue of movement. Sometimes you get one stops and it's left spinning. So it doesn't draw on the paper, it just makes a sound mark on the paper. And that has to be relegated to your memory. Because we rely less and less on our memory these days because everything can be recorded. But I think it's, as a musician, I find that using your memory is very important, to take in a sound and actually remember it and play it back to yourself, especially when you're improvising with a group. That's well, that's more or less it really. I hope you enjoy it and can hear it. Thank you.
So there's two exhibits upstairs, well there's more than two exhibits upstairs, but there's two artists that are going to talk about their work. So if you want to make your way up there. Thank you.